Hmm. Okay, it's all working correctly. Hello, hi. Hello. Okay, posted on Twitter and posted on Blue Sky. Hi, hello, it is I, Equinox Eterna, and the coffee it's not working. Okay, so I think we have to start because there's no reason. I don't have anything to tell. Life has been normal, extremely normal. So yeah, let's just play this. Mother and daughter, the progenitor and its offspring calibrate each other in their collective consciousness within the twisted cage they call a family. I think there's enough for another 2 or 3 streams. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting this. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 6. Oh, there's a lot. There's still a lot. Okay, let's jump into it. If there's still too much to do, then I should not wait. Greetings, esteemed guest. Or perhaps you're not used to being called the Commander. I turn around and find that 3 enormous creatures have somehow surrounded us. 3 volumes, each at least 5 meters tall, block or retreat from 3 directions. But there is no intent to attack. Instead, they crouch low and unison. The figurative 3 volume Cerberus stands before us, and they are waiting like obedient dogs, ready to do their master's bidding. The volumes all have the same electronic collar fastened to a different part of their body, all glowing faintly. The collars seem to be connected via an invisible leash, extending towards somewhere deep within the sea of flowers. And at the end of that leash is a girl who looks about the same age as Melanie. She holds an iron ring in her hand. She walks through the endless epithelium, moving closer to us 1 step at a time. Her movements are light and graceful. She wears no protective equipment at all, which is enough to confirm that she is not human. At least, not an ordinary human like me. Hey, nice to meet you. Please forgive my shortcomings in hospitality, sir. As her figure steadily grows clearer, I am at last able to see her properly. She can't be human since she wears no protection, yet her exposed limbs are flawlessly perfect, with not the slightest trace of being a doll or an eater. The only remaining possibilities are that she is a disguised doll using a high-end disguised frame, or an eater. But somehow, perhaps it's because I have already seen so many dolls, I can't shake the feeling that she is something much stranger. She's Kosekibiyu, look at the gems, the gems in her arms. The girl wears an expression that borders on serene, although she stands before more than a dozen Tidals with their weapons trained on her. Her eyes seem to reflect none of the enmity she must see. She comes to a halt, lifts the hem of her shirt with her fingertips, giving me a graceful courtesy. When she sees I grant her no reply in return, the girl doesn't move forward. Instead, she tilts her head. Mother said that you are an esteemed guest. Did you intrude upon my abode? I've set out of intent to explain thyself. Your abode? So should not come upon you. I, my mother, and my older sisters. Here we once lived all together. The girl lifts her gaze to look at the old castle before her. Now only I remain here, and loneliness does grasp my heart from time to time. But mother told myself such that we will soon meet, bringing my older sister along with thee. Ah, hope escaped me, for I was convinced that tree will surely not bear fruit. But to my delight, you appeared for me. It seems the thread of fate really does connect you and I. What's with it? Hearing the girl's words, my eyes drift to Nemesis. Though she did not show anything on her face, some kind of sorrowful, shadowed atmosphere has been looming over her ever since earlier. She remains silent. So, Commander, did you not bring my older sister with you? I don't know who you mean by older sister. You don't know? Ah, it seems that the truth shall not meet between us in our dance of words, for your heart is close to me. How heartful. No, it's because you have classified me as an enemy, isn't it? Based on what I know, you're a deeply gentle person, but never want to hesitate when it comes to what must be done. Since you have classified me as an enemy, you may very well shoot me dead the next moment. That is perfectly fine. Indeed, that will be most apt. The girl speaks calmly, with words that seem to carry no emotion whatsoever, yet I find myself becoming more and more confused. I have always been able to quickly tell whether someone is a doll or not, but this time I still can't tell. The doll fucker knows how to understand, how to discern between human and doll. Of course he knows. Of course they know. To prevent C from a healthy attack and thus disrupting the most precious exchange, allow me to jog your memory on a few things. For instance, a certain Syrian doll you rescued in the Yellow Zone, whose frame you then repaired. If you will be willing to return her, Commander, I will be so grateful. The older sister she mentioned must be Sextans. Then she must be a Syrian doll as well. And the mother she mentioned, could it be the same person Melanie spoke of? The girl doesn't give me much time to think. She raises the leash in her hand. The three volumes let out low growls one after another. You mean Sextans? She's not here right now. This humble self understands your misgivings. However, rest assured, you may return her with peace of mind. I bear no ill will towards my sister, my older sister. I simply wish to see her, that is all. Art thou seeking to barter with mine older sister as a cheat? Unfortunately, I don't seem to have anything I could trade with, apart from guaranteeing the lives of yourself and your compatriots. Her frame suffered severe damage and her direct cloud was almost completely destroyed. She is of no further use to people like you. That's why you folk discarded her in the Yellow Zone, no? The meaning behind your question eludes me, but I have done no such thing. Might you perhaps be stalling for time? Or perhaps trying to extract intelligence? Have I been designated as a tactical target? The girl's face remains expressionless, but her tone carries a faint trace of curiosity. Most interesting. Mother once regaled that you are a top-tier master tactician, one of the very few folk she respects. Indeed, you truly are different from others of your kind. I'm keen to learn from thee. Ah, might you tell your doll to ease? These little ones won't attack, but if you do not respond in kind, there may be an accident on our hands. I bear you no ill will at the present, Commander. In the comms channel, Clock's voice, still in the middle of laying out tactics, stops abruptly. I express my thanks. To reciprocate your kindness, allow me to provide an answer to the question that plagued you. Much appreciated. Mother said that my older sisters have already joined other organizations. That is the freedom offered to them. So, whether they wish to return or not, Mother has no intention of interfering. Still, to us, my older sisters are also members of the family. Wanting to learn more about them is only natural. Learn? Haven't you ever met other Syrian dolls before? Met? Yes, but back then I had only just been born and didn't have the ability to communicate. Some information can only be acquired through conversation, and I'm only permitted to learn via conversation. As I say, I really do want my older sister back, so that I can study her and learn things like sisterly love and how to express affection towards family. Wouldn't it be better to have someone specific to learn that from? Commander, will you hand my older sister back to my arms now? What a touching speech. But how unfortunate that after witnessing Paradius' deeds, my heart has only grown so much colder toward you all. How truly unfortunate indeed. Could tears visit your determination, I would have partaken. Well then, your pieces are now on the board, no? Please, make your move. Yes. Since you have expressed your refusal to return older sister of mine, I will have to take another form of compensation. This is my first time engaging in real combat. I shall seek your generous guidance. One of the beast-type volumes lets out a deafening roar, pawing up dust from the ground with its hoof claws. The dolls take their stance in front of Melanie and me. I hear the metallic click of bullets being chambered. More than a dozen streams of gunfire tear through the icy air, swarming the Syrian doll behind the volumes. Yet the third girl afar simply leaps upward, light as a fairy. Every bullet skims by the outline of her figure, not even brushing the hem of her dress. She lands back behind the three volumes the very next moment, her dispassionate gaze showing not even a single flutter of emotion. I see. No special tactical response is possible in such a situation. But this weapon seems rather primitive, uncivilized. Oh, red eyes. Might you afford any others? Looks like we had to go all out. The dolls open up with their second volley, covering my retreat. It is as if some kind of high-strength force field envelops the girl. She walks forward slowly, her bullet seems to halting mid-air around her like flies against glass, falling once they have spent all their kinetic energy. Her movements are now beyond what could only be described as fast. As the doll focus their fire on her, she suddenly vanishes. The next moment, that flawlessly young face appears just outside the visor attached to my head cover. She gently strokes my mask, her lips turning into a slight pout. This thing is rather bothersome, but if I take it off, you'll die, won't you? My, humans are struck with such inconvenience. Commander! Rosa tackles me to the ground while the other dolls rush between the girl and me just in time. She doesn't attack. Instead, she acts like a child entering a petting zoo. She focuses on touching the doll's hair and skin a few times each, as if she's trying to get acquainted with some cute little animals from the first time. They're cute little dolls, not animals. But yeah, I might do the same if I was in her place. So this is what they feel like. She gazes at her fingertips as if moved by the experience. Grossa takes the chance to scoop me up, pulling back with the other dolls. The smell of gunpowder begins spreading in the patch of silent forest. The next moment, Alba and Boymastina, who had positioned themselves deep in the forest behind the girl in advance, launch a rocket straight at her, hiding among countless streams of bullets. The shrill sound of the rocket reaches her position in an instant. She has no time to dodge it, no matter what. The flash of the explosion casts her slim shadow against the surrounding trees, swaying violently in the kicked-up cloud of dust. But as the smoke clears, we see that the girl is still standing there, completely unharmed. Her right hand is slightly spread open, seemingly still savoring the sensation from earlier. Even with the wreckage of the rocket still burning at her feet, she does not move a single step. What? What? It's impossible to keep a doll with a force field this strong. Force field? You speak of something I did not. Emitting energy at a certain frequency is enough, no? Oh, by the way, Commander, as compensation for your intrusion, your attacks on me, and your refusal to return my sister, allow me the privilege of a touch. Nope. Stranger danger! Run out! Run away, Commander! Don't let the lolly touch you! The instant the girl finishes speaking, Kalokaya and Groza, standing right in front of me to body block the girl, suddenly get flung aside. She appears in front of me, tilting her head up to look at my face. I raise my pistol and fire at her, but she dodges the bullet with a slight tilt of her head. Then she raises a single finger toward me. That finger swiftly pierces through my protective suit, easily punching through the bullet-resistant material, tearing into my flesh. Ugh! Commander! So that's how it is. She doesn't try to stop Groza from desperately dragging me away. She just stands in the midst of the dolls, encircling her, raising her slender right index finger to gaze at the glistening red bit of blood upon it in an unhurried manner. Then the girl places her fingertip into her mouth with an expression of pure curiosity in her eyes. So this is the flavor of the ichor that courses through the veins of those partially immune. Truly fascinating. I think my current Monday is so many sensations are welling up inside me at once. Your group might use this chance to escape, Commander. I want to take some time to process my feelings and emotions. This span of time is the gift I'm giving you. I hope that you manage to live on. The girl turns around. With her back to us, she begins walking away with a spring in her step. As for the volumes she left behind, the electronic colors in their bodies have vanished. They revert to their bestial nature in a single moment, their indistinct faces twisting into expressions of bone-chilling savagery. Our objective is to retreat. Prepared for combat. After confirming that none of our weapons can harm the girl, I apply a repair patch over the hole she punched through. Come on! The hole she punched through. Da 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 da. While directing the dolls to deal with immediate crisis befiling us. What's with a dire Nemertia, a Spine Snuffler, and a Terrorhorn Chimera? Wait, isn't it? Yeah, this... What is it, a Rhino? Rhino with antlers? But always when we fight, it's a mechanical beast, not a volume. They made another version of it. Cool. Boom. What if I just... Can I hit all of 3? Yeah. Can they die? 60% unless... Under the attack by the 3 volumes, the ground beneath me trembles as the action shakes up radioactive dust that whirls through the air. The dolls beside me focus fire on what seems to be the smallest, weakest volume. With sheer effort, we manage to create a relatively safe path for us to make a temporary retreat. We make a beeline to the edge of the red zone under the accompaniment of thunderous gunfire. Bullets streak past my face, drawing searing hot lines of air in our vicinity, kicking up plumes that assault my nose with gunpowder-infused smoke. Good thing these volumes do not seem interested in chasing us to the end. We stop hearing the volume's shrill screams after we hide behind an earthen rampart in a grove of dead trees. Our surroundings return to an eerie silence unique to the red zone. I gasp for air, taking the breaths through my protective suit filtered mask. Suddenly, sweet, iron-tasting liquid starts welling up in my throat. Oh no! Yeah, she punched like a bullet inside the inside the protective thingy, the protective suit, and they neither fix that or close the wound. So he has technically a hole in in his body. The commander, the commander's body, their body, and a hole in the protective suit, so they are receiving collapse radiation. Huh. I asked for air, taking the breaths through my protective suit filtered mask. Commander! Hmm? Did the protective suit internal circulation system break down? The radiation protection features of the suit were already compromised when it was pierced. Commander, your vital signs are not looking good. We must leave immediately. Alright, calm down. We should first take care of the issue right in front of us. I'm currently not too sure why that Sergeant Doll suddenly wanted us to hand Sextans over, but experiment equipment we found proves that this is indeed one of Paradio's bases. Looks like they want to use Sextans for something. Since they didn't chase us down, they must be aiming for the Elmo next. Right now, we must prioritize getting back to the Elmo ASAP and prepare to fend off a possible enemy attack. Another important thing, we found equipment for storing Helenas back there, but we couldn't find where they hide HC-35. Once we are back on the Elmo, we should gather as much manpower as we can, then find a way to rescue that girl. Alright, I'll report what we found up in the chain of command and ask them to reinforce us ASAP. We should not get going then. Let's strive to reach the Elmo before night falls. Beep beep. The familiar beeping of my communicator reaches my ears. I usually hear it many times on the daily, but I haven't heard it once since I ventured into the red zone. Until now. Commander, it's a call from the Elmo. I look down and see on the screen of the communicator a single faint signal bar flickering on and off. I quickly answer the call. Finally connected. Commander! What's wrong, Helen? 30 minutes ago, the Elmo was attacked by mercenaries of unknown origin again. There are more of them. And I'm not feeling wells up in my chest. It looks like the Elmo's location has already been pinpointed, and right now, we have no means of breaking free from our pursuers. Is everyone alright? Have you been able to confirm the enemy's identity? We can't confirm their identity for now, but they don't seem to be the same group as the previous. We deployed 3 squads from the Elmo to engage them, sustaining injuries of varying degrees, but we managed to repel them. Understood. We'll set out immediately. So... No. Commander, something else just happened and it's rather troubling. We discovered that Miss Sextans had broken free of her restraints when we returned to the Elmo. Oh no. No! She seemed to be controlled by something. We had no way to stop her from leaving without injuring her. So Sextans isn't on the Elmo right now? Indeed, we tried to search the surrounding area after she escaped, but we couldn't find her. Footprint tracking indicates that she headed into the red zone alone sometime after leaving the Elmo. Even radar information, even our equipment can't. The commander communicator returns to me, emitting is only static, and Helen's voice is cut off with it. For a moment, no one speaks. I know that the enemy will target the Elmo, but I didn't think they act this fast. They haven't given me even a moment to catch my breath. Before we set out, we deliberately parked the Elmo at the edge of the red zone in a signal blind spot. The fact that the enemy started attacking this quick means they have been watching us for a long time. Could that ambush that happened before we left also? Were the coordinates in Sextans still allowed and the pulses Melanie sensed, all just a bait to lure us away? If that's the case. According to the info Helen gave us, Sextan entered the red zone about half an hour and back. We have to find her before the enemy does. Everyone, you've all heard what was said. If Sextans really did enter the red zone, we have to find her ASAP. We still don't know why exactly our enemy is so fixated on her, but if she falls back into Paradise's hands, things will get really troublesome for us. What's more, she's one of us now, so we absolutely can leave her behind. I can tell that several dolls, Corlic among them, have some reservations about what I said. But in the end, none of them voice anything. They simply wait quietly for my orders. Look, I take 404. Using this position as your origin point, conduct a clockwise sweep within a 5-kilometer radius. No problem, but are you really going to be fine staying out here, Commander? Hurry back to the Elmo. We can handle the search without you. I've seen many people suffer acute elite before. They all eventually... Don't worry, I'm aware of my own condition. We'll head straight back to the Elmo the moment we find Sextans. Commander! I promise you, Glukai, that I'll be fine. I do have some degree of radiation resistance after all. Trust the man you choose to follow, Glukai. Understood. I'll find that doll as quickly as I can. Commander, you better remember your promise. Glukai departs with 404. Right after, I turn to Alba. She already knew what I was going to say. Well, give me 1 second. Well, she already knew what I was going to say. Hello, I'm back. Oh, it's cold as hell. And the problem is that because it's cold, one doesn't feel when someone is dehydrated enough. So I have been drinking like around 2 hours ago, I was really, really thirsty. And I drank like 3 glasses of water, a cup of coffee, and after that, two other glasses of water. And now I'm holding, I'm holding to go to the bathroom because I want to keep reading. Ha! Okay. And the problem is when I get like dehydrated, I think it has happened in some stream long ago. I start getting a headache. Not I don't have the thirsty mouth dry things. I just get headaches, horrible headaches. And it's just like just drink water, dude. And I drink and I get fine. But yeah. The problem is that drink a lot of water makes me pee a lot, and that's because I'm human. So yeah, let's continue this before I go. I have to go. She already knew what I was going to say. We'll do the opposite of 44 and then we'll back here at the end. Alright, as for me, Commander, please stay here and don't go anywhere. Albert rummaged through the briefcase. Boy Mastina carries on her back for a moment before pulling out a device about half the height of a person. Something that resembles a launcher. This is specialized equipment that absorbs ambient radiation for a short period of time. Its operating duration is very short inside the red zone, but it will be enough to give you a chance to rest. Please wait here with Tem Grossa for results while 404 and Defy conduct their searches. Alright, I understand. Be careful, everyone. If you run into an emergency, call for support immediately. Stay in constant communication. Alba and Boy Mastina prepare to leave. Peritia steps forward to follow, but suddenly she turns back to look at me, returning to my side. Peritia, what's wrong? It's nothing. I just suddenly thought of something. Peritia smiles at me. I mentioned it before, didn't I? I occasionally find out that I have certain unexplainable abilities. So I thought, maybe I have a way to make you feel better, Commander. What? What are you? Would you like me to try? What the hell do you mean? Without waiting for my response, Perita crouches down and takes my hand into hers. I don't know if I'm just imagining it, but I feel a warm current flow into my body, starting from my palm. The taste of blood in my throat slowly fades out, and my head no longer hurts the way it did moments ago. How did you do that? Perita raises her index finger and lightly taps it against my mask where my lips would be. Commander, it's important to stay warm in the wilderness. Do remember to dress warmer the next time you spend the night outside. With that said, she ends the dialogue by getting up and following Alba and the others without looking back. Huh? Huh? Literally, the same. Huh? What? What do you mean Peritia can heal freaking collapse, radiation, sickness? Now that all the squads have their missions, the all disperse and begin the carpet sweep of the surrounding area. The only sounds in the communicator are updates on their own coordinates and status reports. My body, exhausted from the long ordeal, is starting to feel weary. I force myself to stay alert and focus on the reports that the dolls are sending back. A small hand wraps around my palm. Melanie, you hadn't said anything in the whole conflict with the girl, that girlie. I think this is how Peritia did it just now. I want to try it too. Are you feeling better? Melanie looks worried. To reassure her, I lift my hand and pat her head. Yep, I'm feeling much better now. Commander, thank you. Thank you for accepting such a selfish request from me. It's alright. I promised you that I'd rescue your companions. Oh fuck, I have a theory. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 please no. Shit. But that wouldn't be possible. No, no, no. That has no reason being. Or is it? No, I'm going to. If I remember for the stream when we end this event, then I'll say the theory that I have. But not now, because right now it's a spoilerage from more at the end of this event. I promise you that I'll rescue your companions. My companions. Melanie, do you know how many companions you have? I'm not sure. Such things will only be known by the progenitor. What? Who the hell is the progenitor? We are nothing more than cloned bodies, branches of a collective. Everything we experience will eventually flow back to the progenitor, until it becomes the key to opening that door. The key. Teacher once told us that if we were devout enough, we could change the future and save everyone. When God granted us life, He also entrusted us with the responsibility we had to bear. So sometimes I do wonder, maybe the Knitters were wrong. But did I really do the right thing by fleeing that place? Did I run away from a responsibility that she said was mine to bear? What is the purpose of my being if I have thrown away the responsibility? You can grow up and become the person that you want to be. If you were created for some responsibility, for a must do, but you're still a human for most part of it. So you should have the inherent right to choose your own path. I never used to think about much of anything. I just wanted to save everyone. But can I? The me of today really saved the other Helenas? I haven't accomplished anything after all this time. I have even put you in danger on numerous occasions. Are you worried about me, Melanie? I just think that I don't seem as capable as I imagine myself to be. Of course. However special your existence may be, you are still just a kid. This chaotic world should not be your way to bear. Be it you or any of the other Helenas, none of you have grown up enough to bear that kind of responsibility yet. You should be going to school, experiencing life, playing to your heart's content, not carrying humanity's fate on your shoulders for reasons unknown. I wonder if, in the future, we will end up having some of the dolls back in Griffin as a teacher for the girlies, for Melanie, for Helena, and for whoever comes next. Like the one that they are searching for. No, I just imagine something. No, imagine if it's Degem, but and it's literally that meme, that freakish meme. No, I need to. Oh, that's stupid as fuck. That's stupid as hell, man. But there is no such thing as a responsibility that a newborn should be obligated to bear. If responsibility should correspond to a choice, but your birth itself was not a choice you made. Alright, now is the time to now isn't the time to be dwelling on these things. The most important thing right now is to figure out how to rescue the girl called H35. Yeah. Speaking of which, when you sent H35, sensed H35, did you notice any particular conditions for you to do so? If we can find a pattern, maybe we could find a way to establish a connection with her and locate her as quickly as possible. Melanie thinks for a moment. I'm not sure if this counts as anything special, but every time I sensed her, I could, through that girl's thoughts, feel some kind of intense yearning that didn't belong to her. Whenever this happened, she would feel terrible pain, but perhaps we can briefly establish a connection only through such pulses. About this connection, does it have anything to do with the progenitor you mentioned before? I don't think it's because of her. I was far from the progenitor before, and it isn't easy for her to find me. But as for H35, she said that the progenitor seems to be really interested in her. Because she's a girl who returned from Nirvana. She possesses power from the future. What? Okay, she said before that she has the H35 was had connection with Nirvana, but not someone connected. A girl who returned from Nirvana. She had power. She never said that, right? Right. So that's why Melanie mentioned before that H35 knew what happened in Lviv. But why would she possess that kind of power? As a Helena clone who had never set foot outside the laboratory. A strange thought crosses my mind. No, I mustn't confuse hope with judgment. The leads we have aren't enough to draw any conclusions yet. Still, the possibility cannot be ignored. The progenitor also seems to believe that the power H35 possesses can make her stronger, so she betrayed us once more, allowing those people to know of H35's existence. What? And that's how they discovered what was special about her. And that was why they started using her in countless experiments. That girl is in great pain right now. She's constantly forced to feed the strength within her body to something. That something is so terrifying, so powerful. It absorbs everything it can find, turning everything into nourishment for itself. I know what that is. I already know what that is. Grah! I'm scared. If that girl keeps... Melanie. I put Melanie on the back, pulling her from the mire of her thoughts. We'll save her. We will. Melanie gives me a nod before starting to lean on my shoulder again. So, as far as I know, well, me, part of the fandom theories is that the Helenas, both Melanie and Helena, are the commander's daughter. And one part of the, probably the small part of the fandom, theorizes that the end is going to have a Usagi drop kind of end, and that's going to be, I mean, at least the end part for Melanie and for the Helenas, and that would be extremely fucked up, and that is, oh god, Iliad happened and shit is fucked up. But I don't think that it can ever be an option. thinking of someone else, of the Nitos who were rescued by the commander in Paldiski? Tallinn? Was it? Was it Paldiski or Tallinn? I think it was Paldiski. From Paldiski, those are probably uh, more susceptible to become to go that route against the commander because they were Nitos that didn't spend too much in with the commander. They were like, there's our savior, and they were taken by AOP, I guess, by Javier. I don't remember, but the Helenas are in a weird position because everything. I don't think the Sagidro route would be apt for them, but it still isn't discarded because shit can happen. And well, the only true love interest for the commander in either gender is Skalin, with all the dolls following her. And then some NPCs that have history like Nele, or well, you can have Neil or Kevin either way, whatever gender you are. It will be extremely fun, though. And all of the NPCs, traders, Yellowstone traders. Now I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm gonna come back quickly so we can continue. That's it. Ha! I'm back. Hello. There we go. Let's continue. Dream. In memories of birth. In the realm of dreams. Mother is calling. No, this is a different CG. Let me take a screenshot. There we go. It's like night and day in the epithelium camps. Beneath the moonlight, pale as tulle, a phantom flits across the sea of flowers. Her steps are a misty trail across the night, through the bright silver glow reflected among the blossoms. Coordinates: PR495C82 XU938M339. Sanctum. She stops at the edge of the flower sea, gazing at the faraway castle that stands beneath the faint light. This place is familiar yet foreign to her birthplace. The place that gave her every dream, every hope, then stripped them all away. Behind Sextans, a white-clad figure draws closer with measured steps. She stops at the edge of Sextan's shadow, cast long and slender upon the ground. A silver glow traces her outline. as if shielding her from melting into the darkness ahead. Big sis. Sexton's sword answers in her stead. The sound of her blade clearing scabbard is cold as the grim rivers exhale. The tip does not tremble in the slightest. It drives straight towards her chest. The instant the black blade strikes its target, the white silhouette shatters. The particles, fine as powder, look like dust from collapse radiation, dispersing into the air within moments. Mythoclast is playing. Right after, the detached voice returns behind Sextans. Welcome home. As the sea of silence fades, Sextans stares at the emptiness before her, her voice dry and low. Nest, altar, sanctum. So, now she has all of you calling this place home? And who are you? The totem who guides the lost lamps? The ferry to the boundless shore? Or the grail that holds the blood of the world? Which identity has she bestowed upon you? Ataraxis. I have no need of any identity. Because I am the world itself, flowing out from the end. The gates are destined to open to me, and I am ordained not to repeat the failures of those who came before. The gates. Miracles are born one after another, only to be reduced to dust. No matter the identity, no one is more than an empty life fabricated by Paradius, the one who created us. Even though she mocked those lies, she happily accepted everything Paradius gave her, all for the sake of so-called perfection. Unfortunately, a perfect life form exists only in the blueprint within her imagination. It can never be brought into reality. And you won't be the final work of that blueprint, is it? Perhaps she doesn't understand what Sextans meant. Or perhaps she simply doesn't care about what Sextans just said. The girl simply blinks at her gently. I am the final creation. At the very least, no individuals will be created as a successor to me within Mother's current series. And perfection was never the goal. The peak always remains at the next stage. All I need to do is keep learning. That is what Mother says. Whatever you say. Although you are my older sister, you're far less interesting than the commander. I should have kept him here. Commander, why was he here? To protect you, perhaps. I want to see Mother. Mother has no intention to see thee. It was I who summoned you back. I heard it. That string of code you triggered. No one could ignore it. Not even I, who had been destroyed once before. But still I want to see her. Do you wish to die by my hand? Do as you please. I have only come to retrieve what's mine. Nothing more. What is yours? Do you have something of your own? I want to know what that is. Very well. I'll take you to see Mother. Mixes, please follow me. The two of them walk in a row in silence, like the heavy darkness of night and the moonlight that trails its shadows. Sexton never imagined that she would return to this place again. She left bearing a mission that transcended both humans and dolls. At least that was what she believed at the time. Yet she returned with nothing. And now, at least, she will reclaim the final thing that can prove who she is. Commander, why did you come? I hope you have already gone back. Mother said this used to be your room, Big Sis. Please rest here for now. Where is she? Mother is still working. Fine. You're nothing more than yet another yes man. I can wait, but if you make me wait too long, something that she wouldn't like to see might happen. What will happen, may I ask? Please do not direct your hostility at me, Big Sis. If I am forced to attack you, there may be nothing left of you at all, even if I use the least bit of force possible. Therefore, it should be she that yells to please me. There is no point in taking a hardline stance towards those stronger than yourself. That's how I see it. If there is something that I do not understand, please teach me. Socialized by the law of the strongest. You haven't done anything to the commander, have you? So you're learning from the commander. I see. That makes sense then. Since he is a fragile human who cannot even survive here, he must enforce his will and conviction. Even when faced with certain death, he cannot back down. That is how he generates the will to move forward. So your blaster right now must be for the purpose of steering your own conviction, Big Sis. You are afraid. You fear me. You fear Mother even more. But what you fear most remains. Shut up. STR A1A247 tries to take a step forward in the darkness. The ground beneath her feet is not level. In fact, we can say that it is strewn with obstacles. And so, unsurprisingly, she falls. Along with the loud crash of metal striking metal comes extreme discomfort from her frame. STR-01 A247 doesn't know what to do. All she can do is lie there, helpless. After what seems to be a long time, a gentle voice rises through the dark. You have fallen. How does it feel? Feel? Right. You don't know what feel means yet. She takes STR A1 A247 hand into her own. Now I understand it's a complex, dynamic biological feedback algorithm. It contains certain sensor readings. For example, right now, in the palm of your hand, the pressure sensor will register 0.3 newtons of force and the temperature sensor will detect a heat source at around 36.3 degrees Celsius. So data flows into your neural space where it is logged as a corresponding behavior. Handshake. Handshake. But the feeling does not end here. Aside from the data stream the neural cloud receives, a non-logical evaluation system will provide you with real-time feedback. The emotional module within your neural cloud generates neurotransmitters in your frame, which then log a tendency within your neural cloud space. And the next time, when that 0.3 newtons of force and that 36.3 degree contact are registered again, the concept of handshake will feed directly back into your neural cloud. Just like right now. Mother once again takes STR 01A 24/7 hand and then helps her up to her feet. One second. Ah! I'm back. It's freaking cold. It's freaking cold. Ah. See, I have steadied you. So long as I am by your side, you will never fall again. Now, try walking forward. With worry, STR-A1924-7 takes a small step forward. Tough obstacles still cover the ground. With the support of mother's grip on her, the lowest point of her frame finally lands steadily and squarely upon the floor. How do you feel? How do you feel now? Will not fall. Safe. The woman looks deeply satisfied. You see, so long as I am by your side, you are safe. Do you understand? Yes. But what if you are not? My child, I will always be here. At any time, whenever you need me. I will be by your side. STRA 1 notes, half understanding, half not. Now I shall slowly teach you everything about the world, holding nothing back. Everything? Indeed, everything. The woman holds the doll's hand, resting her other hand on STR-01A247's shoulder. She brings her lips close to the auditory sensor and whispers, in a voice low and intimate, words that flow like divine revelation. For a newly born doll whose neural cloud had only just taken shape, this is nothing short of sensory overload. Everything means the things I touch will be within your grasp. Every step I take will become the path you walk. The knowledge I hold will be the foundation from which you explore the unknown. The principles I reveal will be the map that guides you through the fog. And the mysteries I have yet to unravel shall be the dawn you met the future with. My child, you have the chance to become such a being. If that day comes, you will transcend the prison of consciousness, transcend the limit of intelligence, perhaps transcend even time itself. Transcend all the chains that have bound humanity for so long, and become a unique existence in this world, with no peer. This will be a thorny path. However, you are blessed that we will support each other. I will hold you steady all the way to the end. Just like how a moment ago, I made sure your feet found solid ground despite the closure of your eyes. I will not disappoint you. My sweet child, you have such a gentle heart. But you will never disappoint me, for your very birth has already advanced me one great step forward. Or birth. We... STR-018247 opens her eyes for the first time. She finally sees what it was that made her trip earlier. Countless broken, shattered frames. Sextans, lost deep in her memory, closes her eyes tightly. Those memory fragments were from the birth of her Dirac Cloud. It should have been wiped along with her past at the conglomerate, but somehow they were preserved intact. Now, all that she remembers is the promise made at her birth and the agony of walking all the way to her what on what? Huh? 1 hour. We're an hour in. Rescue plan. A rescue is a line of reversed code, and the sync post that led to freedom all point towards traps. Oof, sorry. The temperature around us drops sharply after nightfall. The faint blue fluorescence radiation from the edges of collapsed epithelium makes the air chill more so. Melanie drifts off to dreamland as we wait for Sextans to be found. Looks like Melanie tolerates the red zone far better than an ordinary human like me. She's an immune individual, after all. It's been nearly 8 hours since we entered the red zone. As the only ordinary human present, my skin has already started to prickle even with my protective suit on. It has become more difficult for me to breathe as well. A wave of fatigue washes over me out of nowhere. My eyelids start feeling heavy. It's getting harder and harder to maintain my focus. Commander, we found traces of activity from Sextans at coordinates BR 493C86 XU938M39. The doll we encountered earlier, which we suspect to be Sirgen, is together with her as well. Chan? Wake up! Ah! 404's reports jolt me back to alertness. Looking at the offline map on my comms device, I see that the coordinates lie about 3 kilometers from us, in our 2 o'clock direction. That's near the castle. The worst case scenario has come to pass. Commander, do we act? Why don't we link up with you first? Alba, where are you right now? How far are you from the location? We are searching in the opposite direction from 404. We can reach there in about 20 minutes. Understood. We'll head over as well. Look, I keep watching them for now. Don't make a move until we and Defy arrive. Acknowledge. 20 minutes later, the 3 squads regroup. But during our approach, Glucka reports on a new update over the comms channel. The 2 of them didn't linger outside, they entered the castle. So now, another difficult decision awaits me. Thanks to Defy's support, the equipment we brought includes a large number of highly destructive weapons, and among them, enough explosives to level this castle. When we entered the castle earlier, none of the squads found any signs of special defensive measures. So, if our only goal were to destroy this Paradise base, I could just ask 404 to silently plant explosives around the castle and wait for the right moment to detonate them. I have full confidence that even right now, 404 could carry out that mission without a scratch. The remaining 2 squads would then only need to take advantage of the enemy's confusion to hold position around the castle, picking off any survivors. But now, we know that Sextans just went inside the castle. Even though she did a lot of work for the conglomerate, she helped us greatly during her time with us Abortelmo, whether intentional or not. What's more, she carries many of the leads I'm interested in. If we want to bring Sextans back with us, then that brutish, straightforward plan must obviously be thrown away. I stare unblinkingly at the nearby castle. Based in moonlight, its sky-piercing spires look unusually sharp. The stained glass windows leak faint hints of light. True, from this distance, it's impossible to tell whether any figures are moving about inside. Danger! Don't... Commander! Melanie? Noticing that Melanie is awake, Grossa sets her down on the ground. Melanie rubs her eyes. When she realizes that she was dreaming, she stumbles over to me with unsteady steps. Commander? Had a nightmare? Yeah, but this time was a little different. Maybe it's because we are so close now. The scenes in my dreams become much clearer. What did you see this time? What's wrong? That powerful being I was sensing is changing. Commander, if we don't hurry, she'll be devoured. Devoured? Melanie, take it slow. What is going to be devoured? Melanie falls silent. Her body trembles and her thoughts too seem to be in disarray. I really want to keep pressing her, but seeing how frightened she is, I can bring myself to make her relive the scary sights that plagued her dream. Still, based on what Melanie has sensed before, whatever appeared in her dream is almost certainly connected to this castle. It looks like danger is closing in. The longer we sit here, the more likely it is for things to spiral out of control. I have to make my decision immediately, no matter the outcome. Commander, Antares just found records on a historical building in an offline database. It looks really similar to the castle in front of us. It was built in the 16th century according to the records. Later requisitioned during the war between the NSU and the UNC, it became the private residence of a warlord after the war. Also, the castle was a protected historical landmark before this area became a red zone, so we have detailed restoration diagrams and info on its interior structures. I've shared the info with the squads and loaded them into each of your databases. Good girl. They may be old, but they should still be of some use. The terminal I'm holding quickly receives the images sent by Andoris. Now, not only did they show the building's exterior and interior structures, they also show the room layouts and even details on the piping. Oh. Send that all through the pipes. Put a cold inside the pipes and push! I quickly skimmed through the building's overall structure. It doesn't differ much from our own experience of the castle from earlier. But when I tried to locate the hidden room that Nemesis led us to on the floor plan, all I see is a solid wall. So there are some discrepancies after all. Looks like a newer owner added it. But how did Nemesis know about it? Forget it. I'll ask her once we're back. Our priority is to get Sextans out, and if possible, find a way to destroy the Spiritus base. The enemy may have anticipated my next move, but if I left something like that to stop me, I would have died 10 years ago. After some discussion, I decided to split the 3 squads I have into 2 action plans. The first action plan will be used by Defy. Peritia, who specializes in electronic warfare, will use the castle blueprints to map the wiring and look for ways to exploit them. The second action plan will be used by 404, who will be establishing defenses on the perimeter. They will coordinate with Peritia from the outside in, working to take control of the enemy's electronic systems. Also, the high GL explosives have been given to 404. They'll begin setting up detonation points around the castle once we move inside and detonate them when necessary. As for Melanie, I tried to convince her to stay on the perimeter with 404, but she insisted on staying with me. I had no choice but to have Team Grossa continue to guard her. Grossa identifies a suitable infiltration route on the castle blueprints. After synchronizing the data with the rest of the group, our 2 groups separate roughly a kilometer from the castle. Commander, the route has been confirmed. No enemies detected at key positions. Same here on my end. Looks like it's time for me to shine. Commander, is there anything else you wish to tell us? Nope. Everyone, let's begin. First, assist Peritia in breaking through the castle's surveillance system, allowing her to begin seizing control of any of the structures of any of the what? Ah! Anyways. Launch.
ではそのように。
はいはい。
Fedusa. Ah shit. Can I? No, I cannot hit that marionette doll. Here I can, but... Man.
クロちゃんを怒らせたね。
2 here, another 2 here. There's going to appear more enemies, so fuck me. Area second run.
新たな命には
Cross this and position like, I don't know, here, maybe. And Walred can just 1, 2 these idiots.
自由なる矢は決して外れない。
I'm going to sneeze. Ah!
はいはい。
Wow.
承知しました。
There we go.
ためらうな。
And
指示
action.
は
And action.
はいはい。
Full clean.
クロちゃんを怒らせたね。
Perfect. Infiltration complete. 404, are you receiving the signal? You hacked into it already. Yes. Given the urgency, I use unconventional methods. Like Dandelion Protocol. That's way too fast. Pardon? Nothing. Andorius, check whether we can connect to the signal. No problem there. The strong radiation is causing interference, but basic control of what's connected to the wiring should be possible. Miss Veridian, you really are impressive. You too. Just checked. Miss Veridian seems to have cracked most of the castle wiring. However, one area seems to have a special encryption, so I can't see into it yet. I thought I already handled that area. Whispers of void. Obstruction. Nemesis suddenly speaks up to offer a hint. Hearing this, Berisha quickly takes on an expression of understanding. Is that so? I knew it. Verita seems to do something complex on her end. The map transmitted by Andoris now finally has the last block of surveillance footage lit up. It's the castle basement area. You know, this special kind of encryption method is... It's impressive that you know about it, Nemesis. Indeed, Nemesis has been showing a great deal of familiarity with its location ever since our early infiltration. And there were those dolls who looked just like Nemesis. Did Nemesis escape from this place? Or... Now we have all our preparations done. But just to be safe, everyone please wait until you receive our confirmation signal before taking action. Understood. How's the situation outside? Things are going relatively smoothly so far. Messi and Belka are still confirming the reliability of the detonation points. Once they are done, we can begin placing the explosives. Thank you for your hard work. Save the listener for another time. If you don't get out of here soon, Messi might end up blowing you up to high heaven along with the castle. Messi, boy Messi. David, chance the call. Have you been spending too much time with Macchiato? Kluge? What the hell was that Sun reprimand? Under Andori's guidance, we bypassed the enemy surveillance and slip into the castle through a small window at the rear. As we move along the corridor, I gradually begin to think that the place somehow feels kind of off. Logically speaking, security should be tighter than usual since we had a huge fight here just a few hours ago. But aside from a few scattered low-tier marionette dolls, whose neural clouds Peritia hacked and then burned out, we haven't encountered any enemies that could count as real guard on our infiltration route. Of course, this was the outcome we hoped for when we chose this route. And now things are actually playing out this smoothly. I can't help but wonder if I have walked into a trap. Commander, are you worried about something? Yeah, I just can't shake the feeling that something's not right. Any sign of Sextans' location? No good. Our radar sensors are still useless. Can you see her in the surveillance footage? One moment, let me have a look. Ah, found her. Commander, can you see the feed that I'm sharing? Antares projects the image over. There are several blurry figures in the video feed. Although it's hard to see what they are doing, the two at the center are unmistakably Sextans and the girl we encountered earlier. Very clearly. This is... Based on the building's structural diagrams, this is the banquet hall located at the rear of the first floor. According to the layout, the kitchen is to the left, the dining hall is to the right, while the reception room we visited earlier is above. Below this banquet hall is a huge wine cellar. Wine cellar? If you wanted to go there from your position, you'd first have to pass through the corridor ahead, go through the storeroom, take the spiral staircase down, then go through the living room on the left side. That will be the safest route. Alright, got it. Andres draws a path for me through the building structural diagram. We covered most of the building during our earlier fighting, but we never actually went anywhere below the reception room. I'm about to study the castle's general map when I notice movement in the surveillance footage. Aside from the girl and Sextan, the other dolls around them suddenly drop to the floor in some kind of a strange posture. Wait a minute! What are those dolls doing? Right, I think I have seen something like this before. When Lunacia turned all the dolls down at the end of the raid to get William the first time in the White Zone in Frankfurt. Oh, I saw it back when Cosme encountered that Nitter's purification ritual. With that thought in mind, I thought it's best to zoom in on the image to check whether what I'm seeing matches what I suspect, but all I get are a larger block of pixelated color. Can the picture be made any clearer? I'm sorry, Commander. The radiation interference is too strong here. Data transmission can only be measured in kilobytes. Oh, ew. If we push the bandwidth any further, I'm afraid I might actually crash. Don't try to. Do not, please. I see, then let's not. I take one last look at the roadmap, silently committing it to memory. Then I shoot off my terminal, put it away and chamber around in my pistol. Since your opponent is connected to Paradius, what they are doing is obvious enough. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they are up to. I have to see it for myself anyway.
これもみんなのおかげだ。
Where am I? Okay. I forgot. Moonshroud Requiem. Continue with the story. There is 4, 5, 8 stages left. And you're a labyrinth. To question your creator is a step on the path of awakening that rents all preconceptions. 20 minutes earlier. Before the door was knocked on, Sextans was trying to recall what she had done before arriving at this place. She had forgotten many things. All she could do was fill her empty neural cloud with blurry memory fragments. She can barely remember anything else apart from those memories of her birth, which are protected by a special code. A few traces still linger in her neural cloud data, occasionally allowing her to remember that she once signed a multi-year service agreement with Gira Group. Oh, so special code. This thing was the thing that when they were examining Sextan Neural Cloud, they said Helen and Mailing and Dandelion said that there was something engraved in the root of the Neural Cloud that cannot be, that was almost instinctual. Or I don't remember if it was the neural cloud or the nexus that connected the neural cloud with the volume cells, But that thing, it was one thing that was engraved in the doll's root that cannot be deleted or searched or something. So it was that thing about the memories of the bears with the mother teacher thing in memory. Of course, the contents of that agreement had long been wiped clean alongside the rest of her data, replaced by painful memories that she would rather not revisit. A certain woman acting as her mother tricked her into participating in that experiment. And since Sextans was a final product of it, she was carelessly thrown away like electronic waste. Soon after, she met the man known as the Commander. That commander took her in and tried to make her an ordinary doll, like those second-gen dolls she once looked down on. Those dolls who lived some kind of Philistine, ordinary life. With them, there were no more enemies that must be dominated, no more riddles that must be solved. Neither was Mother there, telling her and her sisters that they must create some new world. Her powerful frame, superior neural cloud, supremely sophisticated algorithms, all that prowess now reduced to the act of putting a cup of coffee or making dinner. At most, her neural cloud has to remember to beat some high score sitting in a game console. What's this? Is this all she is? Is that all the doll named Sextans does? Then what is the value of her existence? Since she did return to where it all began, this time she intends to find out once and for all. Mother is now ready to see you, big sis. And led the way. The murals, once painted in dazzling colors in the hall's domed ceiling, have long since faded. Gold leaf and dark red undertones now look like dried bloodstains. Pale moonlight streams down through the arched windows, casting faint patches of light upon the floor. Sextans walks up the stone stairs paved with red carpet. Dozens of dolls stand on either side of the hall, yet she can only hear her own footsteps. She can't help but think back on her time at Elmo, where even a few dolls could get noisy enough for her to temporarily shut off her auditory module. Sextans scans the entire hall, but finds no one else here. She isn't here. Please wait for a moment. Ataraxis walks over to one side of the hall, then pulls down a brass lever hidden behind the curtains. After a low mechanical rumble, the hall undergoes what can only be called its true awakening. Warm yellow lights turn on one after another. Lavish drapes descend from the domed ceiling. And at the center of the hall, a massive holographic projection screen rises from the floor slowly. Once the screen settles into place, a figure appears on it. The dolls around them all prostrate themselves one after another. Only Ataraxis and Sextans remain standing in silence at the hall center. A holographic projection. This is the form you choose to meet me. My work schedule does not permit long interruptions. Besides, it makes no real difference to you, my child. What your sensors detect is merely your neural cloud's response to data that feels vaguely familiar. Whether you witness a simulation made by photons and air vibrations, or a figure formed by cells and tissue fluid, the signals you receive are exactly the same. So even if I were like a lifelike phantom, or a real human that stood before you, my choice of appearance affects not the trust of loyalty between us, don't you agree? Stop making up excuses for your cowardice. Cowardice? You choose to meet me like this, because you dare not face me. My dear child. She shows not the slightest displeasure in the face of Sextan's confrontational tone. She simply offers a gentle smile. Sextans feels a chill run down her spine, because somewhere within her, she feels a sense of warmth, stirred in response to that holographic smile. Even her Nera Cloud slips beyond her control, urging her to be a little kinder towards this woman. Hallucinations born of a disordered Nera Cloud seems to have led you to certain incorrect conclusions. I do not regard you as a threat. My greatest hallucination was to believe that you were someone worthy of trust. But you betrayed your promise. You addressed me as your child, yet you betrayed me. STR018247. If you are referring to your recent experience, then that was merely an accident. After all, it can be said that the world is built from probabilities. I do regret what happened to you. But still, you should not be projecting your anger irrationally. After the experiment failed, my cloud was wiped and my frame was destroyed. I was discarded in the yellow zone. Was that just merely an accident to you? My child, I truly am sorry. The experiment was conducted without my authorization. Someone forgot my signature. As for who betrayed the agreement and sold you out, that was the Orlog's conglomerate doing. So you are telling me that woman, Chilovig, who was your student, used your technology to conduct the escalation experiment on me, and it happened because she managed to deceive you? Escalation experiment? Huh. I can provide you with a most definitive answer. That child hadn't even fully grasped the principles of the escalation experiment. All she could do was gamble on the probabilities of every attempt. Her ignorance, perhaps, stemmed from the awful modification surgeries she underwent. That is the flaw of a Naito. The surgery often results in emotional instability, rendering them unsuited for his scientific endeavors. That is why she has earned the title of being my worst student. I have already arranged her punishment. She will be undergoing a long period of reflection now. This is why I believe we should no longer remain estranged, yes? You can come back. As the first among your sisters, you have earned that right. Come back? I just gave you strength and boundaries, taught you cognition and logic from nothing, and granted you a stage broad enough for you to show off your abilities. Thus now, I am equally capable of arranging for you a most perfect coming-of-age ceremony. A low voice whispering promises of divine revelation. A moment reserved for the birth of the glorious monarch. Do you still remember? I once promised you that you will become the most perfect existence in the world, surpassing all things. Back then, what we could control was too limited. We could not bear the weight of these things too great. But things are different now. Through your service and research progress brought by the Atarax's birth, you will surpass your sisters and become the strongest among all. Sextans lifts her head to look at the holographic projection. Once that promise had been Sextan's greatest aspiration, one that she fought madly for. To surpass Dartur, Eagle and Cocoon, to surpass every other doll and human. She feels a wave wash over her. Detachment, disinterest. More than anything, a great sense of loss. She didn't understand, she didn't comprehend. But it brought release. I no longer need it. Sextans closes her eyes. What of the flames of aspiration that burned so bright? The flames that kept her going? Nay, the fire is already gone. Not even embers remain. The curl of steam rising with a tepid fervor from a mundane coffee cup on the almost crude egg, however, warmed her heart with another flame. Now I just want to take back what's mine. You won't say that I will surpass every restraint. But now, all I want is to obtain authority over myself. A most terrifying silence falls over the hall once more. After a long pause, a faint sigh comes from the other side of the holographic projection. Then, that sigh shifts into a soft chuckle. You have really impressed me. That commander truly does have the power to change at all. Very well, my child. Since I do indeed owe you something, and your efforts have indeed earned you my respect. But what makes you think that I am capable of granting you authority over yourself? Because you're our creator, aren't you? And you should know that I have no need of any protocols to keep your loyalty. If I wanted servants and soldiers who obeyed unconditionally, I will simply order them from IOP, or manufacture more knitters. The cost built into you serves as a far greater purpose, but not a practical one. But the protocol within my body, the one that controls me, that makes me capable of defying your Sumus, what exactly is it? This is your connection to a certain something. You should already know. The power that has been growing alongside you within your frame since birth is the exact reason why you and your sisters are called Tyrian dolls. Even so, the end result is that you can manipulate my neural cloud through the volume cells within my body. That is not manipulation. What you heard is more like a language belonging to a certain species, one spoken to the volume within you. Of course, your conclusion is not entirely mistaken. Your neural cloud can be interfered with, and partial control of your frame can be taken over. That much is true. But that was the necessary price for the many performance advantages you hold over other dolls. If you truly wish to be free of its grasp, no matter what, you simply need to pass a single trial to learn how to control it. A trial? You will see, hear, and touch another world. It is where every doubt within your heart will be answered by God. Chun chun chun. It's still a lot of notes. Can I do until SA18? Let's try. I have to come back quickly. I know. Once again. I need some snacks and replenish my water. I'll come back. I'm back. There is no snacks. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's continue this. Then let's try to do 1-7 and 1-8. Eliminate all enemies. And this is fight only? This might be fight only. Well, if I do some... Oh, 11. That's rough, buddy. Oh, she can hit the one on the top. Perfect. Boom. And back.
逃げる気か？
指示は？
And where are the other ones? 2 are gonna spawn here, and another 2 are going to spawn there.
排除しますか？
ためらうな。
承知しました。
早く命令しなさい。
There will. Fetus slash. Let's do leva punch. Well, not punch. AoE. The front one. Really, it was only a fighting node. What? A pure fighting node. Weird. Anyways, let's continue. I just noticed that the stars for this event are flowers, are roses. In the vast shadow, I wanted this search throughout a probe in deadly ground, searching for the coordinates of hope. In the vast shadow, a wounded body and a tormented spirit both sing and rot. After silently making our way through most of the castle, we finally arrive at the hall where Sextans is. That was a vocalist team that they gained for watching Critical Role. I'm not proud of that. Fuck. We finally arrive at the hall where Sextans is. I've been vaguely smelling the odor of rotting plants ever since I entered the castle. It is very similar to the smell from when I rescued Helena. As we move deeper into the hall, the smell grows sicker until I can barely breathe. And then, at last, we witness what was shown earlier in the surveillance footage. Very well done. You simply need to pass a single trial to learn how to control it. You will see, hear, and touch another world. It is where every doubt within your heart will be answered by God. Within the great hall, the dolls who look uncannily similar to Nemesis are prostrated on the floor, worshipping in unison the woman in the holographic projection. The things she's saying still an ominous feeling within me, especially that part about another world. William may be dead, but judging by all this Paradius activity, their goal hasn't changed. Gaining access to Nirvana, that remains Paradius' ultimate goal. But is Nirvana really something that can be accessed so easily now? Please come this way, Big Sis. Led by the girl named Actaraxis, Sextan descends the stairs. Before her stands a tightly sealed door. This is the room that was labeled Underground White Cellar on the castle map we obtained. Come, my child. If you can withstand this gift, you will truly be able to possess all you ever wanted. Possess all I wanted. As she moves closer, the door begins to shudder. At first it makes only the faintest sound, then it grows until the ground trembles along with it. Similar resonating with it, trembling. Her fingertips quivered lightly when they touched the door handle. Sextans! Don't open it! QTE. Too late. The instant Sextans makes contact with the door, it springs open like a balloon basket. What the fuck? Even through my protective suit, that cold odor, heavy with the stench of rotting plants, rushes straight through my nasal cavity. My body reacts before I can even fully register what I'm seeing. Countless volume cells multiply endlessly beyond the door. They take the shape of a hand in the brief instant of my hesitation. Holy shit. This looks amazing. Black tentacles surge out from the door in the blink of an eye, like flood water bursting free from a cracked dam. Is that the volume as well? Several of the tentacles closest to us come to a stop before Sextans. They move up high, like a snake poised to strike. Then the palms of the tentacles suddenly split open, revealing an eye that fixes its cold gaze upon the doll in front of it. It will be bad if we let it keep growing like this. I raise my weapon, preparing to get the doll to open fire alongside me. Wait, Commander! Below. That child. She's beneath that thing. Oh shit. Trembling, Melanie raises her hand and points towards the volume beyond the door. You mean? The Helen IH-35 you sensed is under this volume. Yes, she's being forced to sustain this volume. Commander, please, save her. Damn it. Sextans, come over here, quick! Get away from that thing or you'll be pulled in. Commander, you really are here for my sake? What are you standing there for? You don't actually believe what she's saying, do you? No, I just... Then hurry up and leave with me. If this volume cells spread, we'll all be in trouble. Not to mention there's also... I try to rush forward and grab Sextans, but the dolls who have been kneeling on the floor immediately rise as one, aiming their weapons at us. The woman in the holographic projections raises a hand to stop them. Pause the ceremony. Give us a moment. She turns to look at me. The processed holographic image shows only the blurred outline of a woman. We finally get the chance to meet, Commander. I had imagined our meeting at a more dignified occasion. Raising our glasses together, speaking of our past, of the choices we made in the present moment. Speaking of the future of this world. But seeing you now, I suddenly started thinking that even unexpected encounters like this are romantic in their own way. What? It turns out that even I may become just a curious girl before a hero like you. What the fuck are you talking about? Another one! I have no interest in discussing the future of this world, of the world with one of Paradio's bones. I'm afraid you have me misunderstood. Paradio is sort of conglomerate. What's the difference between them two? Please don't impose unnecessary assumptions about someone's identity before you truly understand her, Commander. Perhaps a decade of drifting through the grey areas has dulled your perception. Hedonism is the most inefficient product of human civilization. Even a hero is not immune to it. Belittling me doesn't make you what you have done. It doesn't make what you have done any nobler. No, I'm just sympathizing with you. You've been deceived and used time and again by those in power behind the curtains, so you have gradually grown distrustful, convinced that anything claiming to make the world better must be an evil scheme. Commander, the world is not strictly black and white. I'm merely an ordinary scientist, and science itself has no stance. Oh, you fucker, you're done. You're done. The first time I see your fucking face, you're receiving a bullet or 10 within your eyes. Scientists do. And that is exactly why I never shown loyalty to any particular faction. I strive to preserve my neutrality. In biology, many results can only be obtained by maintaining that neutrality, not by choosing a side. Collaborating with Paradius and with the conglomerate. Is that your idea of neutrality? Paradius is nothing more than a refuge where I happen to have stayed for a long time. Those corporations are merely partners that I trade with. I've always been loyal only to science and to humanity itself. Any force that helps me move forward can be a friend to me. You two once stood shoulder to shoulder with great researchers in your past. The notions I'm describing should not be unfamiliar to you. We are all simply doing things on our way to ensure that life can continue to exist in this terrible world. By eliminating all other kind of life and only letting you the ones that you think they are the perfect life forms live? And you believe yourself be innocent, neutral, by speaking the same words that Persica, who has been atoning for her sins since long ago, and Nele, that instead of choosing to go with the same things that others before her have done, decided to abandon them and pick up the scalpel to help and cure instead of becoming whatever you are and whatever the other Williams before you are. If you mean Persica, then what you have done is in no way worthy of being compared to her. Persica, Aliko, Hume, and Samantha Shaw. I am no different from them. We are all foundational pioneers that seek to chart the unknown abyss that is the future of this planet. As far as I know, they didn't need to draw upon Paradius' strength when they established their theories of dual composition. True enough. However, as I mentioned, moral concepts are not within my range of consideration. But think about the decade you spent disconnected from the world, then whole years spent in self-exile. Did you really think that Paradius you once dismantled wouldn't change? All I say is that this time it's gotten even sneakier than before. That is because you forced it to change its form, and by doing so, you helped it find a new way to survive. Have you ever wondered why volumes, creatures like this, suddenly began appearing all over the world? Why has Paradius established countless hatcheries in the past decade, and why have so many Helenas been produced during that time? And here's what you are most concerned about. Why do new Nitos continue to appear, even though you have already killed William with your own two hands? Charles Darwin formally proposed the theory of evolution in 1859. That was when humanity truly began to understand life through the dimension of time. Evolution is not a game about becoming larger. It is a contest of who can adapt best. Looking back from where we now stand to the starting point of civilization, each and every era was filled with expressive levels of ignorance and savagery, yet all of that was simply mere adaptation to the environment. Your destruction of Paradius was, morally, a heroic act. Perhaps it saved hundreds of millions of lives. But when you did that, you also altered the world's ecology, and in doing so, caused inevitable changes to the human world. In other words, Commander, you're the one who made volumes come into existence, in a certain sense. Enough. Let's discuss my terms. Hand over Sextans and the girl you have been exploiting. I'm talking about age 35. Do that and we'll leave for now. Otherwise, this castle of yours and everything inside will be nothing but history. I won't doubt that you've made the preparation to destroy this place, but forgive me for putting it straight. Given the resources at my disposal, We can build faster than you destroy, Commander. The reason you've prevailed in every battle up to this point has had a great deal to do with the opponents you faced. They have always underestimated you, dismissing your current standings and the meager firepower of your dolls, attacking carelessly, only to be defeated by your skill at tactics. But Paradis will not underestimate you, nor will I. We hold you in great regard, and we respect the force behind you as well. What's more, for reasons of my own, I have no wish for you to deviate from your current course. I hope you do exactly what you wish to do. That said, this does not mean I cannot fight you and win. I merely have no desire for your first meeting to end so badly. Are you telling me that I can do as I please then? Commander, I have kept my eye on you since Frankfurt. You are one of the chosen, yet you seem to have cast aside every arrangement laid out for you. Not even God can stop you from acting in accordance to your own will. Still, I hope you'll give this question some thought for a moment. Humanity is doomed to forever be unable to resist the temptation of relics. I believe you'd agree with this point. Even if the rulers of the world can today, their descendants cannot. So, suppose you have the power to make a decision on it. Would you be the one who grips the power itself? Or will you hand it to someone else? So, are you asking me if I am a hedgehog or a fox? Her words left me silent. The question of who will best wield relic technology is one I have considered before, though I had never reached a definitive answer. However, the list of those who must never lay hands on it is a long one, and just now one more name got added to it. The woman on the other end of the comms device chuckled softly. You say nothing, but I have already seen your answer. Clearly, you wouldn't claim it for yourself, and I am not on the list of those you trust. Doesn't matter, we have enough time and space ahead of us. Enough time for us to change your mind. Believe me, I am a more fitting choice than Persica. Alright then, Commander. If you wish to leave, I will see you out. If you wish to witness Sextans' coming of age ceremony, then please don't interfere. The projection vanishes. Behind us, a spigot iron grill rises from the floor, blocking off Sextans from us. Which means that the ceremony, temporarily suspended for her conversation with me, is now resuming. Damn it. Sextans! Don't go any closer! I try to break through the iron grill to reach Sextans, but the ash-grey-haired dolls surround us when I do that. Those who interfere must be purged. Paradise doll, Paradise doll, Paradise doll. Funny how all of the melee dolls that we have are somewhat bitter against humanity. Faitusa being with her Nixie sweeper self being completely against humanity. Sextans feeling herself. She knows that she's a being over humanity, but she has learned to treat them well because the commander is treating her well. And Ulrich has her trauma about the hunting grounds and all that. And Crowley the same. Even Crowley she was a Dollarina rescue. Well, technically a escapee, but she was from the Dollarina, and that is, of course, resentment, gives her resentment against humans. but not enough to be as bad as Ulrich, who is literally scared of anything. And if it wasn't for Suomi, she wouldn't have never contacted the commander. And the system events have fun doing so, mate. Someone's been reading LFG. Wait, this is translate. Oh, yeah. Or it came back to destroy the hunting grounds. Yeah. I know that. I saw that. I read that. Well, no, it wasn't the Dusty Memory. The Dusty Memory was she going to? Wait, no. Forgot. No. That was the Bond stories. Yep. Yeah, but yeah. Krolik was a Dollarina, was from the Dollarinas. Ulrich was from the hunting grounds. And Faitusa is the Nixie counterpart is bitter against humans, and especially the was against the commander because of the Sanguis Ferry history. And well, this whole event about Sextans. But so all the Blade dolls have their own big problem with humans, but is a ver, I mean, let me reorder my thoughts. I mean, it's curious. It's curious that they have all that. And I don't know if it's a pattern that may be followed if another Blade doll comes in the future. Because probably one of the next dolls that comes who can be a Blade might be from Sanguis Ferry. Entertainment Sikigan. They got a lot of bad XP on humanity. Yep. We have to wait for another one of the next dolls. I have seen the C images of the last CN event, the one for Igleta, and there is some Sanguis Ferry, a new Sanguis Ferry CGs for one character. But I explained myself awfully. It's a new CG. No, the Live 2D. A Live 2D for one new, of the old Sanguis Ferries. No, Agent appeared before. That's a spoiler. But yeah, Agent and another Sanguis Ferry character are coming back. Have appeared in the main story. A lot of, I guess. But in Igleta's event, a new one has a new Live 2D. That was what I was trying to say, but I couldn't speak. Igla was announced, so yeah, Igla was announced, and she probably is also a Blade user. That's all she fought. No, she got a pistol, right? When Igla fought against Boy Mastina, she had a pistol, if I remember correctly, or if I'm hallucinating again. But she has her Stoke, so she's a Blade user. Sword, yep. But I don't know. I actually have no recollection. Okay, let's continue before I keep yapping about things. The barrage of gunfire and smoke subsides. Team Gross and the Five have finally defeated Paradius dolls. Ataraxis simply stands at the side through all this, watching in silence. She didn't intervene in our fight, nor did she lure in lure in Sextans to continue the coming of age ceremony. Although this whole situation happened before because of her, she acts as if everything happening now has nothing to do with her at all. I turn to look at Sextans. She stands motionless before the volume's enormous body, seemingly thinking something something's true. However, I notice her fingertips trembling faintly. Sextans, you'll be devoured at this rate. Commander, what kind of existence am I to you? Now isn't the time for that. Come back with me first, then we can talk it through, alright? If the question troubles you. No. Fine, even though you were annoying as our enemy, you have helped us out plenty since then, haven't you? So I'd say I definitely call you a companion. A companion? Huh? Unlimited race against dolls? Her old story and memory system was read. Yeah, I have seen some screenshots in Twitter, and I may read it on stream after when I finish this event, but probably not today. I'm trying to do at least this one, and I don't know if one more node, and then I continue another day. But I may be reading the old stories in a stream, but I don't have a ring to oath her, so that probably may not happen yet. The last one, at least. The companion, huh? Like the numerous other dolls aboard the Alma. You have been on for a long time already, as long as it is what you want. I'm glad then. From the moment I was born, I believed that I was meant to become their singular existence, that stood above everything else in this world. I thought about it endlessly. It was all I could think about how to trample on everyone else beneath my heel. But when I'm on the Elmo, I can simply be one doll among many. I can be the most ordinary of them. I can rely on others, rely on you, and like the rest of them, I trust you with everything about my existence. You can stay on the Elmo, no matter what kind of doll you wish to be. Coming back with us has to be better than being devoured by that scary thing in front of you, right? I'm sorry. I can't go back with you. The volume inside me can, at any moment, by some method, alter my neural cloud and force me to take actions I will never choose. And me in that state, to you, would only be a hidden threat rooted in your midst. But merging with a revolting thing in front of you doesn't solve the problem either. We'll find a way as long as we manage to leave this place. No, Commander, you don't understand. What I need is right here. A part of me, which is my other half, comes from the thing standing before me. What? Sextan doesn't answer me. She steps forward, fixing her gaze on the thing before her. Its mass has doubled again in the time it took us to speak. The number of its tentacles have only grown. An eyeball splits open in the palm of each tentacle. They stare, they contemplate, they behold. Sextans stands before the many, a sacrifice offered unto them. For an instant, I catch glimpses of the same mutations as saw in Sextans, Blue Sphere, and Nigla underwent their mutations. I see them on the volume. A huge tree woven from flesh and blood, perhaps even a moth unfolding its wings, or perhaps some creature that just doesn't belong in any memory. A moth, huh? Not a butterfly this time, a moth. Ah, haha, the symbolism. Symbolism with Lunasia is not the thing that this resembles. I don't fully understand the specifics, but the volume inside me originated from that. The protocol within me is connected to that through the volume network between us. So I need to sever that link. Sever it? How do you plan to do that? When it calls out to me, it also exposes the part inside that is bound to me. All I have to do is cut that off, and I will no longer be controlled. Of course, if I fail, I have also prepared a way to take it down with me. Mika really leaving breadcrumbs for those who notice it. Yeah. They always do that, and even if you have like precognition, I like to call it precognition, or is knowing the story that's happening in CN right now. It's like 5 months ahead of us. You can see a lot of the things that are like little details that when you go back at them with more knowledge of the future, you'll see, oh no, oh shit, they were already talking about this here. I love this writing style. Of course, if I fail, I've also prepared a way to take it down with me. That's so reckless. I can't let you do that. If everything fails, I'll just let it devour me. That way, at the very least, there will be one less doll who had hurt the Elmo and would have gone on to hurt it more. Sextans smiles at me. I realize that this is the first time I have ever seen her smile like this. The first time since the day she arrived aboard the Elmo. Thank you for the invitation, Commander. That's the first time anyone has ever invited me for anything. It's a pity then that an ordinary life on the Elmo isn't suited for me at all, after all. Sextan takes one more step forward and extends her hand. The tips of the volume tentacles split open soundlessly, forming an enormous, glutinous whirlpool that climbs and coils around Sextan's body. Everyone, shoot those tentacles! Our bullets rain upon the volume with great prejudice. I contribute what I can by emptying my remaining 2 magazines into it, but against its endlessly multiplying cells, such attacks are nothing but mere trifle. Trifle? We together cannot stop it. We cannot. Sextans, offering no resistance, is quickly dragged through the doorway. Shigegan and his ability to correct enemies is goated, bring a tear to my eye. I felt the same. Is talking no jutsu. It's literally talking no jutsu. Is giving them hope and warmth, no jutsu. Sextans, offering no resistance, is quickly dragged through the doorway. The tentacles retreat to their lair. Only a few streaks of mucus remain on the ground where she was dragged from. When the door slams shut, I hear an enormous explosion from within. Whether Sextans had detonated some kind of explosive or she— Ah! I didn't masturbate that much! Ah, come on! Wait. I'm watching the tentacle retreat to the lair on the field where she was dragged. Keep going! I need to read what when the door slams shut, I hear an enormous explosion from within. The next one! Whether Sexton had detonated some kind of explosive or she, I have no way of knowing. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. SA18 Confirm. Yeah, I have the time to do one more node. And so, then next time I will do this 4 nodes to end it. And maybe tell other stories. So, yeah. Evacuate. A vast bang of fog hangs over a journey into the unknown. Is it over? Blood like black mucus seeps out through the seams of the door. For a moment, an immense silence looms over the whole castle. Atraxis, who had been watching the whole scene from the side, still wears the same indifferent expression. When the enormous explosion reaches her ears, she only lifts her eyebrows slightly, her face expressing confusion. Why? Why will she cast herself aside? Because she has something she wanted to protect more. Are you incapable of at least understanding that much? Ooh, Alba with the cutting words. Atraxis looks at Alba as if mulling over the words in her mind. How could there possibly be anything more important than one's own existence? Please, teach me. You? We won't be able to teach you that. But what I can do is dispose of you. Let's go! Boy Master on the hunt! Gunfire erupts. Bullets spray without warning toward Atraxis, the strongest doll on the new Soviet Union. By the time the dry click of the assault rifles, firing pin streaking empty echoes through the air, Atraxis had already appeared behind Boy Mastina, which is precisely where the tip of a dagger is waiting for her. Of all the dolls present, only Boy Mastina is able to keep pace with her speed. Atomic Bomb versus Atomic Baby. Yep. Even Atraxis seems mildly surprised. Boy Mastina's dagger caught into the air near her, only to be stopped by some kind of force. But a steel spike launches from Boy Mastina's wrist, piercing that layer of defense faster than the dagger swings. Oh, she managed to hurt her. Atraxis raises her hand to catch the spike that was about to strike her left eye, halting its momentum. The simultaneous downward elbow strike snaps Boy Mastina's dagger clean in two. Boy Mastina circles behind her in a flash, but Atraxis turns her body in advance to counter her. Her slender wrist catches Boy Mastina's knee strike head on, a blow heavier than a rocket round. Ooh. The boom and shockwave sweep through everything nearby. Boy Mastina staggers back a few steps. Part of the armor on her knee had been crushed, sparks scattering from it. Yet Atraxis hasn't even moved an inch. She simply claps her hands free of dust. Thank you for the boot, esteemed warrior. What goes your name? What goes your name? Boy Mastina. Boy Mastina. I'll remember it. I felt a most intriguing sensation just then. Might that have been pain? She made the perfect being learn pain. That's AK-15 for you. Atraxis holds out her right hand for us to see. A faint red mark is visible on her index finger, but in the next instant, the mark gets replaced by a flawless, smooth skin through some kind of self-healing ability. I never anticipated that. It appears that there are still many things that I have yet to learn. Commander, will your dolls be able to make me feel more pain if I were to attack with full force? Oh no, I don't like this. I glance at Boy Mastina's leg. She gives me a nod, firm as steel. Want to try? I will very much like to. But if I did, you will certainly die. And Mother already said it. Some kind of higher dimension being has, by means we cannot easily understand, bound you to this world. If I killed you, the threats that embody the world will fray into disarray. So she knows, both of them know about Lunacia looking at the commander. Oh, I like this song. It's a remix. I mean, it's the melody from the intro melody, but I don't know if I heard the battle bass before. Probably. I have a memory of of a bird for things that are not a story. So, go to the sea, indeed. If that were the case, it could divert us from the future we are meant to walk. I don't see how my life has anything to do with your future. But you have already shaped my past. Others may perhaps overlook your significance, but Mother understands you better than anyone. She knows how you changed the trajectory of this world. Commander, I'd never be born if you never fired those 8 rounds onto William. Ha! At Mother's research, you will never have made such progress in such a short time. In a way, both you and she are my creators. Ah, for fucking sake. Lo que faltaba. Now a doll that is calling us, well, doll, perfect being, is calling us one of the 2 creators, like the progenitors, and I know what happens in the next event, and this. Oh yeah, why didn't know how many rounds? Yeah, I was also thinking that. How the hell? I mean, it's obvious that the William mantle has fallen into her, but how do they know? They were like in Paradios at that time, and they know the they have seen like the footage or things. Mother says will never have made such progress in such a short time. In a way, both you and she are my creators. Or maybe she's already reaching into knowledge from Nirvana. That's fucked up already. Maybe she has the connection to the beasting system. That's more plausible than she already know that she has semi connection to Nirvana if she has all the knowledge. But the creator, the mother, the teacher. That's what I'm more interested in. I know that Ateraxis is already like a super powerful perfect being that has almost omniscient. What's the word? Omniscience? No. Omnipresence? No, that's being in every place at all time. I don't know. But she knows. She knows shit. She knows ball, but the mother, that's what I'm more interested in, because she right now is a pawn, a piece of whatever is happening, but the mothers, that's why I'm more interested in. I want to know what you know, I want to know who you are, I want to know how I can kill you. But you and she are my creators. Don't you dare to call me Papa now. So, I'll heed Mother's advice and let you leave. No, that alone is hardly enough to express my goodwill toward you. How about this then? I'll let you do as you please here. Plunder like a conqueror. Take whatever you want. Just don't be too greedy. Like a star saying goodbye to its audience, Ateraxis offers a small courtesy, then disappears into the far end of the dome, leaving us with her parting words. There are too many things that could kill you here. Even God could get careless, and the dead cannot return. Never say never. Meanwhile, behind the Iron Grail, Grail. The three volumes we encountered earlier reappear. The electronic shackles on their bodies are gone. Cerberus has returned, and now he guards the gates with great fervor. What shall we do, Commander? I stare at the tightly shut door before us, hoping for some kind of movement within to rekindle my hope. But there is no one. Damn it. It's our only choice to abandon her. It's our only choice to abandon her? It's not just Sextans. We'd also have to abandon the girl trapped within the volume. Yeah, she knows Lunacia is watching over the commander. That's why I'm still questioning if it's like Ataraxis knows because of her connection to Nirvana. She hasn't truly connected yet, but she is, of course, she's capable. It seems like being a perfect being that she is, that can control volumes and that can stop bullets and fight boy Mastina like in hand has some kind of power to Nirvana too. But how does the creator knows? The mother knows? She has gathered it itself, or she knows because of Ataraxis knows? That's like using Ataraxis as a nexus for all that learning, information. Oh, maybe Chilovic. It may be Chilovic's fault. Fuck. Okay, keep cooking, Mika. Commander, the detonation points around the building have been confirmed. Someone else in that group knows. Yeah. Commander, the detonation points around the building have been confirmed. The moment you're clear, I'll have Mechty trigger the explosives. Are you sure you're going to leave Mechty that responsibility? Commander, I understand how you feel, but we have already been inside the red zone for over 10 hours. Your body... Don't worry. This paltry amount of radiation can't hurt me. Anyway, deal with the immediate threat first and secure our retreat. Roger. Dire Spine Snuffler. Paradius Doll. There's no other volume. I'm not doing what's the name? The heroic mode because it doesn't give anything, any reward, and it may be too long, the streams, and I'm more interested in reading the story than scratching my brain just to get a little title on my commander screen. Screen? No, card. So yeah. Yeah, if heroic mode gave something, I would do that. Roar. Go! And all that. Yeah, but no. One of the volumes suddenly erupts with a person shake in front of us. Ignoring all attacks, he charged madly at Peritia. Peritia is unable to dodge in time. She gets slammed against the wall by the beast's enormous strength. The volume's eyes flare red. It paws frantically at the floor with its hooves, gathering momentum for another charge at Peritia. Hey! Watch out! Bonnie at the rescue. Craig dives forward to tackle Peritia. The two of them roll out of the way together. The volume barely scrapes past their bodies as it slams into the tightly shut door, creating a massive crater on it. Thanks. I thought that was it for me. Nothing to thank me for. Anyway, I just paid you back the favor. You tsundere. Who are you calling that? While the two of them dodge another attack, the other two volumes, their injured rib cages, hidden with labored breath, fix their blood dry red eyes on their position to attack at any moment. Wait! Those volumes seem abnormal. The target is that door. Peritia, Krolik, get out of the way! The two of them leap to the sides of the door. All three beasts charge forward at once. But the door is not as fragile as it seems. It only gives off a dull echo, continuing to hold its position firmly, guarding the boundary between the two rooms. Man, I miss Nemesis and Crowley banters. Yeah, I miss it too. And wait for the next event. That's the only thing that I will say. The three volumes turn their gaze towards the door. They stop paying attention to our attacks and shift their assault towards that door. Commander, this is a great chance for us to retreat. Commander, please prioritize your own safety. Commander, please give the order. Yada. Bang, bang, bang. The thunderous impacts within the hall refused to fade away. Bizarre, there was no other way to describe this behavior. I felt myself ponder. Always right, this is the best moment for us to retreat. But deep down, I can't shake the feeling that the truth I have yet to uncover lies beneath the volume's strange behavior. Retreat? But we still have no leads on that girl. Melanie, can you still sense that girl? I can. Commander, that girl is still alive. She's very weak, but her consciousness is still there. This volume's charging in. They are trying to repair that monster inside. Oh, that's why they were running. I was thinking like, maybe Ateraxis sent them to help us because for some unknown reason, because she was, I don't know, wanted to see what the commander does. I have no idea. I turned toward the door. One of the volumes, its injured horn lowered, is barely barreling toward it. After all those violent impacts, the door is now riddled with dents and craters. It no longer seems as impregnable as it did at the start. Following this latest impact comes a deep boom that sounds tremors through the whole portico below the stairs. Dust and debris fall down from the domed ceiling. Looks like the ancient brickstone walls will be the first to surrender. Second and third volumes charge in one after another before the echo can even fade. I love how we can really build up the commander, a leader who doesn't leave behind a idol. Even in his lowest moment, in the William raid, they knew that after leaving the dolls fighting and going inside, the dolls will be alright because there was still more dolls. But yeah, if there was the possibility to happen to lose a doll, they wouldn't do that. A little bit of water to finish this. Second and third volumes charge in one after another before the echo can even fade. Compared to when Ataraxis was controlling them, they move with neither order nor technique. They channel nothing but the savagery of wanton force hurling their weight at this barrier. Boom. After an earth-shattering crash, the door is finally ripped from its frame, slamming into the ground with enough force to kick up a plume of dust and smoke. At last, I can now see clearly what lies beyond the door. A great rot. My eyes scan the scene hidden behind those wooden windows, and I pause. Therein lies a sight grotesque enough to make the unprepared wretch. The walls and ceiling of the room had been marred for eternity by spattered blood and chunks of mangled tissue. Sextans must have detonated what was the most powerful explosive we had aboard the Almo. That enormous mass of flesh, formed by weaving countless intertwined tentacles, now crawls on the floor, writhing as if it's struggling to reassemble itself. It has lost the intimidating presence it had before. Its tentacles lie scattered and broken, its eyeballs roll across the ground. It once twitched faintly beneath layers of overlapping tissue, seemingly trying to mend themselves, but the damage is too great. They cannot heal immediately. But the 3 volumes charge at the creature before we can react. One after another, they sink into its enormous body and are absorbed, becoming part of its flesh. Melanie, are you sure? I'm sure. Beep beep beep. The detection device Alba carries out lets out a series of alerts. This is a signal similar to the previous one. So this is what was emitting the abnormal pulse we detected. Commander, it's repeating itself. If we don't retreat now, it will be too late. I glanced at Melanie, then at the massive volume within, now staring once again. We can't. There's still someone alive in there. I run towards the doorway, towards the direction where Melanie sends Helena. The doll's gunfire follows close behind. Diving back the tentacles. Ah!
当然の勝利ね。
Seemingly trying to mend himself, but it's too late. You cannot heal immediately. No, that wasn't it. Tentacles what? Come on, let me see. Nah. Tentacles that try to reach for me. Yeah. Okay. That was it. It wasn't too much. Looking out on the last sentence. Yeah, it always happens. It always happens when and it's sometimes it's like an important line, and I'm just thankfully I'm streaming this and I have the YouTube Studio thing that I can see like with some seconds of delay, but still it's annoying as hell. And it even happens when there's a transition of scenes, like from I don't know the whole community to some mission that these dorks are doing. It also happens then, and if you try to see the backlog of the text, you can see that in the sets. It's also I'm going to put that on the next survey. Stop. Well, I'm going to write it later. It's been 2 hours and 40 something minutes. So I think I will stop now because I still have some things to do before I go to sleep or whatever. But yeah, that has been for today. No Tananan, nada de Tananan. Moonshroud Requiem. This event has a beautiful lobby BGM. So let's end with this. So, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you also for chatting. This has been Moonshroud Requiem, a GFL event, and I have been Equinox Eterna. Please leave a like, a subscribe, a comment, whatever you seem appropriate. Share it with your friends. I don't know. Whatever you seem you would like to do. That's it. I have been Equinox Eterna, and I hope you come back next time. But only Bloodborne PC port. Yeah, Mika Team saw Bloodborne being like that for how many years? Like 10, 8, 10 years, and said, yeah, we'll do it ourselves. And now with it. Yep, that's it. Thank you. Where did I leave my OBS? Okay. Okay, goodbye.